Hello you guys, welcome to my end of the year book wrap-up videos. I've done one of these for the past 3 years, 2 or 3 years I think, and they're my favorite video to do of the whole year. This year obviously I'm doing it a little bit earlier than normal because I am very pregnant right now, and apparently girly is actually coming earlier than we thought also, so that could happen any day now. Anyways, I have 10 books here for you guys, so not really in any particular order also. Anyways, to start us off, we have Frida McFadden's newest thriller book. This is The Intruder. I just went and got this one when it just came out, so I got a hardback cover. And so this book was 4 out of 5 stars for me. All of them on this list are either 4.55 or 6 stars. But what I love about this book, and really all of her books, is how like fast-paced and easy to read, but also still so interesting and suspenseful. This book follows a woman who lives in this cabin out in the woods by herself. That's her home. One night there's like a really big storm and she sees like a young girl outside, and so she brings her inside, but it turns out like some creepy things start happening, and this girl has like some creepy things in her backpack maybe, and like yeah, it's just really good. And this book is also split into their different point of views as well, so it's really interesting. To have another Frida McFadden book. So I think this one actually came out earlier this year as well, or like way at the beginning of this year, I don't remember. But this is The Tenant, and this one's, again, all of her books are just so interesting. Like right from the start, I'm already drawn in. Like whenever I pick up a Frida McFadden book, I know I'm gonna be hooked and interested in it, just because it is hers, you know? It was Blake and his fiance, who are like needing some extra money, so they find a tenant to come live in their apartment. They like interview a few people, and they end up finding this woman who seems perfect, but once she moves in, some creepy things start happening. And I'm pretty sure this book is also told from a few different people's perspective as well, if I remember. Yes, I think it is. So again, just really suspenseful and just a really good thriller. It really is. Next we have a Nicholas Sparks book. Obviously I love his books just so much. He has his own shelf. All of the books up here are his. So obviously this is a romance book. This is The Lucky One. This one's actually an older book. I think like the early 2000s. This book is pretty old, but I just read it, and it is a little army romance book, which I just love that genre so much. A couple of his books do that, and this was 4.5 stars for me. Logan, who when he's like overseas, like in the Marines, he finds a photo of a woman, and when he comes back to the States, he like looks for this woman, and somehow, you know, by the power of a romance book, he finds her, and he starts discovering all these things about her and himself, and stuff about like his life back in like the army and stuff as well. So told from a few different perspectives. So it's really fun, really nice little cute little army romance. And next, of course, we have The Match by Sarah Adams. This is another romance book. I actually did a reading vlog, I think, when I read this book a few months ago. But this one is 5 out of 5 stars for me, and this book has like the single parent romance trope, which I usually love that trope every time I read it, like whether it's a single mom or a single dad. I don't know, I just really like that romance trope. Evie, who has a service dog, as you can see here on the cover, and she also works for like finding people service dogs, and so she finds like his daughter, and she works to, you know, connect her with a dog, and all those things, and then she ends up, you know, meeting him and everything. It's just a really, really sweet book, and I really like her writing. I've read a few of her books. I think I have a couple. Yeah, I have at least like 2 more back there, and I pretty much like all of them decently well, so yeah. Okay, and next we have One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book actually really surprised me. I literally just picked it up at the thrift store and started reading it. And this is the first book I've ever read by her as well. I know she's like super popular. She has some really, really popular books, but this is the only one I've ever read so far. I'm definitely interested in reading more. But I really, really, really love this book. It was like, oh my gosh. This book is 5 stars for me. I love the way that the book explored like love and connection and like romance, obviously, but also I love the way that it included like family and like sibling relationships as well. I always love when there's like a good amount of that in a story as well. So basically this book follows this woman, Emma, who's in a relationship with this man, Jesse, who gets in like a helicopter accident, I think, and he's like presumed dead. And so she kind of starts a new life over the next like 10 years. She is about to get married to someone else, and it turns out Jesse is not dead, literally 10 years later into her life. And so she just like explores a whole new like life for herself and what she wants in her life, and it's so interesting, just like the concept of this story. It's so interesting, and I really loved it. Okay, and then next we have Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. I've read a few of her books, which are right back here as well, and I really, really love her writing. It's so fun and creative always. This book was a 5-star for me. Like that was just like so creative and cute, is all of the fun chapter titles. Like just like look how long that one is, and they're all just fun and creative and show a little bit about like this is something kind of funny that happens in this chapter. She's really good at like writing humor into her romance novels. But basically this story follows this woman, Vanessa, who recently gains ownership over her niece after some like bad like abuse and like stuff within her family. So she has a child now, and it turns out her neighbor, the guy that lives next to her, is really interested in like helping her out, like looking after this child and just kind of in her life in general. And they become friends and lovers, and yeah, it's just a really, really sweet story. So next I listened to the audiobook of this. This is a summer romance book, Plotting Summer by Jess Hillman, I don't know how to say that. But this was 5 stars for me. I love the friendship, like childhood friends to lovers trope. That's probably my favorite romance trope that there is. Follows this woman, Sunny Palmer, who is like a secret romance writer, and so she writes a novel under like a pen name about her childhood friend and her childhood romance, and she ends up coming like back to her childhood town and home for a summer, and some like secrets are revealed, and it's like, is she writing about this guy? Like, who is this story about? Who is this woman? And she just sort of discovers romance for herself again, and it's just really sweet. So next, this book on this list, I just finished reading this book, so but it still is very, very good. So this is a Christmas romance book. So I know there usually isn't like really specific books on this list, but this one is really, really good. So this is The One Night Stand Before Christmas by Tracy Lay, and I rated this one 4.5 out of 5 stars. So this book is obviously like a spicy Christmas romance book, but it's not like as cliche as it sounds, which is why it is on this list, because it really did surprise me. This book has, so obviously it does have spice and it does have Christmas, but it's not too much of anything. Like there's still a good, like, solid story. There's humor. The characters are also interesting. Like they have, it talks about like their jobs and their lives and their friends and their parents. Like it's not just, you know, because sometimes it's like, I feel like it can be hard when you want to read a holiday romance or a spicy romance book and it's just way too much of one or the other. And I feel like this book did a good job of just covering all of those things, you know. And this book is also like sort of like a little bit of an age gap romance trope, so keep that in mind as well. I know some people like don't like that trope. I don't mind it. I still thought the story was really interesting and just really lovely and a nice Christmas holiday romance book here. This one is in a specific place. This is last because it is my favorite book that I have read this whole year. It is the only 6-star book that I got this year. Usually I'll get like 2 or 3 a year maybe. This is the only one that I got this year that I rated 6 stars. This is The Wedding People by Alison Espach. I absolutely adore this book so much. Like I literally cannot even tell you. Like I said, I rated it 6 stars. This is a literary fiction book, so getting out of the romance. I feel like that's what literally everything on this list has been. But this is just a literary fiction romance. It's about Phoebe, who is an English professor. And because of her like being an English professor, there's like little snippets of like poetry and like literary facts throughout the novel, which I love as someone who is studying English and literature in school as well, and I just, you know, love books as well. As she is like really struggling with her mental health, so that like depression, and that is a big thing in this book as well, so definitely look up the trigger warnings before reading a book like this. But she goes to this random hotel to get away for the weekend. It turns out there's a wedding going on at this hotel, and so she, like, as a character but also as like a narrator of the book, she encounters all of these different wedding people, and really just like, this book does a really good job of just like describing and like experiencing the human condition. And I just love like I just love when a book does that so well. It's like, this book is insane. I feel like I'm not being specific at all, because I just but basically she just interacts with all of these different people at the wedding and learns about their lives, and in turn like learns about herself and what like she wants in her life. And it all takes place at this like random hotel, and it's just over this wedding weekend, and it's just so interesting. And I feel like you just have to read the book. You just have to read it. I know this book has been like pretty popular this year, like last year, I don't know, this year. I think it came out at the beginning of this year, I don't remember. So you've probably seen it before. If you have been thinking about reading it, definitely do. Definitely. It is amazing. So that is all the books that I have on this list this year. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, my Goodreads is in my link in the description, so you can follow me on there and see how I like rate every book, and the books that I'm reading right now and the books that I want to read. And I always need more friends on there, because I like seeing what other people are reading and stuff as well. So but thank you guys for watching. I read some really good books this year, and I'm really happy with everything that I've been able to read. My bookshelf is growing, as you can see. There's 3 rows of shelves. So yeah, very happy about my bookshelf growing. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.